morning, ladies and gentlemen. By virtue of the power vested in me as Chancellor, I hereby constitute this congregation of the University of the Free State for the awarding of certificates and diplomas and conferment of degrees in the Faculty of Health Sciences. I therefore award certificates and diplomas and confer degrees on all the candidates that the Dean presents to this congregation. In addition, I hereby award certificates and diplomas and confer degrees on those whose names appear in the program but who are not present here today. Please be seated.
Good morning and hearty welcome to this joyous occasion, the graduation ceremony mostly for health sciences faculty graduates. But before I'm going to share a message with you this morning as a message of welcome, I just would like to welcome specific individuals that forms part of the platform party. So first of all, it is our Chancellor, Dr. Khotsu Mogele. Welcome to you, sir. Dr. Mogele will preside the ceremony this morning. Then we also have our guest speaker, Dr. Anshan Loubser, who is a member of council, and she's also medical director of Netcare. Welcome to you, Anshan. We also have our chair of council, Mr. Willem Louw. Welcome to you. And then we have two of our vice rectors here this morning. The vice rector research, Professor Corley Vatoon. She will be the program director. And then we also have the vice rector institutional change, student affairs and community engagement, which is Professor Puleng Lenkabula. She's also in our midst. And in fact, we've got our acting vice rector academic, I don't know whether he's here. Oh yeah, he's sitting here just behind me, Professor Henry Krokam. Then we have two acting registrars, Ms. Elna van Pletsen and Mr. Anban Naidu, as well as the representative for the convocation, Dr. Peter de Toey, sitting there at the back. We also have two members of council that's also part of the platform party, Dr. Marius Swart and also Mr. Dan Musia, and welcome to you, sirs. We have representatives from all our 7 faculties here, and I also would like to welcome them all. And then we also have the representative from the SRC also as part of the platform party. So, and then obviously our academic staff that sits on our left and on our right, also welcome to you. So when I talk about graduation ceremonies, it's for me always about celebrations. So what I would like to see this morning is that atmosphere of celebration. I often say that graduation ceremonies are not church services. We want people to align themselves because it's a dignified event, but you also should celebrate. And that is really what we would like to see this morning. Because you are glad that you have achieved your qualification, and I presume your loved ones, or your family, or your parents, or members of the community will also be glad because you have achieved, or you have reached your achievement. And I would imagine that our academic staff would also be glad that you have reached your achievement because they're proud of you, but also because they probably would like you to leave. It doesn't really matter which it is, it's a sense of celebration, therefore, for everyone. But in the sense of celebration, we recognize that there always has been sacrifices that has been made. And I think we should never forget that. Because the sacrifices could either be financial, where there had been support from family members and loved ones, or it could be emotional. And the sort of curriculum that you normally expose to as medical faculty graduates, that's now basically the medicine as well as the allied medicine professions, are really asking a lot from our students. And therefore, the emotional aspect is in fact quite crucial. And we recognize that. But we also recognize that in the midst of our graduates this morning, we also will have those that will be the first to obtain a university education in their family. And I would just like to say from our side, well done. And I think we should give at least a hand of applause to those that fall in that category. You would have an oath that you will say together with those that are medical doctors in the audience later on. But I would like to say that at the University of the Free State, we would like to focus on the student not purely from your technical perspective. There are lots of other things that we would like you to develop as a student. So it's not only about the degree. It's about those other things that are for me quite important, which we call values. And probably more so, because you are probably going to be those professionals at our university that's going to engage the most closely with the community. And therefore, when we talk about that set of values, that hopefully will set aside our graduates from other graduates in the system. And the first value that I really would like to highlight, which is for us very important, and that's the value of critical inquiry. To always want to know and learn more about a specific issue. Because that enriches you. That lets you develop a confidence to ask questions. And it actually develops that ability of receptiveness to alternative ideas. And that is something that I hopefully is instilled in you in a graduate that you should never forget. But the other two values that are for me also important as a university, that's the value of social responsiveness in service. And that's really applicable directly to you. Because we're living in a society that is unequal. Inequality is all around us. And to what extent do we engage as professionals in a way, as graduates from the University of the Free State, that can make that difference? And that's a value that you should also not forget either. And then the final value that I would like to highlight, that's the value of integrity. You're going to be challenged from various ways. And you must always remember, how do I distinguish between what is right and what is wrong? And if you don't have a value of integrity, then it's going to be very difficult for you to make that choice. And you're going to be exposed to that choice. But I hope that the time that you've spent here at the University of the Free State allow you to be able to make that choice confidently. And then you would be able to influence society that struggle to make the choice. And that's what I would like you to take out from the University of the Free State as graduates that will not only set the pace, but would also be the moral compass of what society should look like. So, once again, congratulations in advance, and I hope that you, together with your loved ones, will celebrate this function and this graduation ceremony with us. Thank you.
Good morning. A special word of good morning to the graduates sitting in front of us this morning. This is really your celebration, your day, and I hope you enjoy it. The university makes use of official photographers who are present in the hall today. However, areas on campus have been allocated to a number of freelance photographers for the purpose of photographing graduates. These photographers are not accredited by the university, and the university therefore has no control over the quality of these pictures. Those who arrived after the pre-ceremony announcements are asked to refer to the bottom of page 2 in the graduation program. Today is the time to celebrate the achievements of each graduate. Hearing the full name of each student being announced is important to everyone. You're therefore asked to limit your cheers and celebrations making them short enough for us to hear the name of the student, of the graduates, of the following graduate's name. We ask that you refrain from leaving the hall before the end of the proceedings to avoid disturbing the ceremony. And we please ask you to keep your cell phones on silent during the duration of the ceremony. It's my honor this morning to welcome Dr. Anshan Loubser to the podium as the speaker for this graduation ceremony. As Group Medical Director of Netcare, Dr. Anshan Loubser is responsible for strategic oversight of all clinical and quality-related matters of the group. She completed her MB-CHB at the University of the Free State, where she received numerous awards and held various leadership positions. She also serves as a member of the UFS Council. Professionally, she maintained her tour de force by excelling in medical, management, and policy-making positions. Dr. Loubser values and enjoys working in a position that enables her to contribute to a better healthcare system and would like to continue to work towards the development of an effective model of delivering cost-effective healthcare to South Africans and globally. I now call upon Dr. Loubser to address us.
Thank you, Program Director. Good morning, Dr. Mogele, Professor Peterson, guests of honor, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, today's graduates. What an amazing honor to join you at this spectacular event. On a glorious summer's day, and in the city that really is, like the heart is in the human body, central to South Africa. I'm particularly fond of the University of the Free State and of the Free State, where I graduated from as a doctor in 2004. The Dalai Lama says in his book, The Book of Joy, wherever you have friends, that is your country, and wherever you receive love, that is your home. So I can truly say that Bloemfontein is still my home. The Faculty of Health Sciences is a multicultural institution of excellence. What matters here is that we gain the knowledge, the skill, but also the compassion. I think it makes me think of something that the very successful New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani once said: we're not one race, we're many. We're not one ethnic group, we're everyone. We don't speak one language, we are all of these people. We're tied together by our belief, and we are tied together because we respect human life. I'm delighted to see that the Faculty of Health Sciences continue to produce outstanding graduates, so as to continue to send high-quality clinicians and allied healthcare workers into the world, who will be able to provide passionate care to our patients and also contribute to the body of knowledge of clinical medicine in the world. What gets me enormously excited is the opportunity to be involved in the health and wellness of humanity's most important and precious commodity, our future generation. And specifically so if this future generation is interested in health and wellness themselves, as one would typically think graduates this morning would be. The consulting firm McKinsey once reported on the role of the medical professional in health system improvement, so outside the one-on-one clinical interaction of patients, that doctors and allied healthcare professions are clinical leaders, and that clinical leadership is putting clinicians at the heart of shaping and running clinical services, so as to deliver excellent outcomes for patients and populations, not as a task or a project or a once-off outcome, but as a part of the professional identity of the clinician. So in my mind, an event like today's graduation ceremony serves to launch an exhilarating dream and to pledge commitment to nourish and support that dream from conception through infancy and into sustainable maturity. And this dream for each and every one of you today is your own individual path to greatness, to realizing whatever it is that you may aspire to accomplish in your lives and with your future. And I believe that dreams do come true. Now, I'm no celebrity or royalty. I'm a very normal person. My Twitter profile introduces me in 150 alphabetical characters as follows: proudly South African, gender equalist, unconventional doctor interested and passionate about health policy, strategy and practice, alter ego fashion designer, and views authentic. And today I want to share with you how I believe an ordinary person can become whatever he or she wants to be. No better place to start a dream than with education. Without the support and stewardship of pioneers and leaders, these being lecturers, parents and guardians, this dream is likely to remain just a dream. Again, Rudy Giuliani said in his book, Leadership, "Those I leaned on and learned from, it's from them that I derived my strength." And it's therefore important to pause today to reflect on all the lecturers, your parents, your guardians, and those who supported each and every one of you on your path to be here today, and also will continue to support you when you spread your wings into your future. Back to big dreams coming true. I had the privilege of being on stage with one of my ultimate heroes, former President Nelson Mandela, when he received an honorary doctorate from the University of the Free State in 2003. I was SRC president at the time, and I had the great and unforgettable honor to address Madiba on behalf of the COFC students. Madiba said that there's no passion to be found in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. And as celebrating 100 years of Madiba is trending at the moment, the wisdom of this honorary doctorate recipient of the UFS is, as always, apt. Nelson Mandela further said that playing small does not serve the world. Who are you to not be great? South Africans have a brilliant resilience, a unique way of capturing the world's attention, be it with politics, sport, art, beauty, character, intellect, and medicine is no exception. So it's incumbent on us to be outstanding citizens of our profession, of our country, and of this world. And it's in our hands, like Madiba used to say, to deliver on Gandhi's pledge, namely to be the change you want to see in the world. Towards achieving one's dreams, this is one of 9 mantras I want to share with you today. Be the change you want to see in the world, said Mahatma Gandhi. There's huge opportunity in South Africa for clinicians to develop and drive systems aimed at reducing healthcare costs and improving the quality of clinical outcomes, so as to achieve a healthcare system in this country that's accessible, affordable, and that produces excellent clinical care. I believe that graduates from this faculty will continue to be leaders in the magnitude of clinical and administrative fields of medicine that's available. I certainly am passionate about South Africa. I'm passionate about healthcare and about being part of a healthcare system, but that could be better than it currently is. So how does one build your own story from the academic education to the practical career level in continuous pursuit of intellectual stimulation and in making a sustainable and meaningful contribution with your life? If you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people and not to objects, and be passionately curious, said Albert Einstein. Also said Peter Pan, "Blessed are the curious, for they shall have adventure." Hence my mantra number 2. Be passionately curious. I believe that life in its entirety is an education, and that no education is ever wasted. Being versatile in activities and achievements was to me always as important as academic achievement. As if the different components making up my 24-hour life segmented itself in its own entitled places of prioritization. Mantra 3 is by Vincent van Gogh. It is good to love many things, for therein lies the true strength. And whosoever loves and performs much can accomplish much, and what is done in love is well done. After I've graduated, like you guys here today, in 2004 from the University of the Free State, I left Bloemfontein to do my internship and my community service in Pietermaritzburg Doctors Complex in KwaZulu-Natal. Like lots of you are going to embark on your personal internships and your community service years immediately at the beginning of next year. I then arrived at the end of my community service without definitive plans ahead. I knew exactly what I wanted to be, but I did not know how to get there. I have now successfully managed to become a clinical doctor who wanted to do an MBA and who wanted to become Minister of Health. And as per Coco Chanel, in order to be irreplaceable, one must always be different. So that is my 4th mantra. The best way I discovered to gain operational experience in the field that I wanted to be a leader in was to immerse myself in a clinical specialty. So I started my career as an emergency doctor in 2007. In Netcare 911, I worked as pre-hospital and flight doctor from June 2007, and I focused on the developing of both my leadership and my clinical skills. I was hugely privileged to be appointed as medical director of 911 in March 2010, just before the Soccer World Cup. This had a huge impact on disaster management and planning in South Africa and was a great learning opportunity for me. And I was fortunate to play a role in the national emergency medicine industry and became more and more passionate about contributing to a system which was bigger than individual patient contact. So my fifth mantra is about resilience, about patience, and about the ability to sit with uncertainty. I quote Clem Santo, who once said, "Life rarely confronts you with life-changing experiences. The transformation of prospects is the result of many small steps taken one at a time, with little knowledge of what the next step would be." And also Trevor Manuel, who once said to me, "Forget about the results, watch the ball and play the game." When I was ready for the next step towards my dream, and very timelessly and opportune, life proposed another opportunity. And all of a sudden, I found myself in the proper and hardcore corporate world. I'm still with Netcare, almost 10 years since that first day that I put on the Navy flight suit, and I now have the privilege to contribute substantially to the strategy of the company, and most importantly, to our motto, which reads, "You are in safe hands." I continue my contribution to clinical medicine, in emergency medicine by lecturing and by examining for the College of Medicine. And up until recently, I was just like you guys here today, a student when I studied toward my MBA at Gibbs, which is the business school in the University of Pretoria. My sixth mantra is again in the words of Nelson Mandela, "A good heart and a good head are always a formidable combination." So my recent MBA journey, the combination of the intellectual stimulation and the people that I got to interact with, inspired me to discern again what I set out to accomplish. That I want to obtain the knowledge and skill to contribute to a rework of a failing healthcare system. And it's amazing how passion and courage leads us to find strength. I bet you can identify with me, your exam's just behind you. And I pray to God that all of you and I will have the intellectual ability and the physical strength to complete our journeys and our pursuit of our unique dreams. Again, Nelson Mandela said that it always seems impossible until it's done, so we must never give up. Mantra 7. What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life that we led, said Madiba. So rethinking thinking of what I wanted to share with you today was an insightful introspective journey of analysis and reflection and understanding, and definitely a reawakening of my own passion. I often refer to medicine as a healing art, and find inspiration in an urban legend quote by an unidentified paramedic, which reads, "Every day and with every patient I do my best to paint a masterpiece. I use my knowledge as paint, my hands as a brush, and the patient as my canvas. I am an artist. I want to make sure that my next patient is a masterpiece through the art of healing." So I've shared some mantras on being change agents in the world, on inspiration, on curiosity, and on passion. And I want to implore on you the power of choice, the realization that the future is really in your hands. So be grounded, be passionately curious. Said William Hannon, "The day will be what you make of it, so rise like the sun and burn." I share my pre-final mantra. The most important decision you will ever make is to be in a good mood, and that was by Voltaire. So in addition to what Prof. Peterson said earlier, smile, celebrate, enjoy this joyous day. Congratulations on your remarkable achievements, and tap dance into your future, the way the dollar billionaire Warren Buffett does to work every morning. It certainly works for him. Robin Williams in Patch Adams said, "You cannot get through a day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do does make a difference. You just have to decide what difference you want to make. The most radical act anyone can commit is to be happy. No matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world." So here's to trying to leave the world a better place than the one we found. History will be our judge. What is written is up to us. Who we are, who we've been, and what we want to be remembered for. We can choose to shift the responsibility, or we can choose to shift the paradigm. And that is a quote from Bono, which he said in 2004 in the book The End of Poverty, How We Can Make It Happen in Our Lifetimes by Jeffrey Sachs. So I want to close off by talking about the gift of time. We often hear that we can do nothing about the past. It doesn't help to worry about the future, and that all we have is this present moment. So we are all given the gift of time. In his book, Time, A User's Guide, the author Stephen Klein says that the film of our lives originates in our heads, and we are the directors. Because the so-called sense of time is one of the most malleable functions of the brain. Nature has programmed our minds to register the passage of minutes and hours, but how we do so is up to us. Henry David Thoreau said that the price of everything in life is the amount of time you exchange for it. And then I want to end with a quote from Gandalf the Grey, the wizard from J.R.R. Tolkien's books. All we have to decide now is what to do with the time given to us. Congratulations, enjoy your celebration, and spend your time well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Loubser. I think she's an unbelievable role model for healthcare in a world, not just in South Africa, but globally, where healthcare has so many challenges. We do appreciate your leadership, Anshan. So thank you very much. An aria, Summertime, composed by George Gershwin in 1934 for the opera Porgy and Bess, tells in its libretto the story of Porgy rescuing Bess from a possessive lover. To perform Summertime, arranged by Anton Esterhuizer, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Suzanne Izel.
Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you. With Daddy and Mama standing by. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you. With Daddy and Mama standing by. Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy is rich, and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry.
I think you would agree with me that that set the tone and the mood for this graduation perfectly. Suzanne, thank you very much. I now call upon the Acting Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Professor Joyce Tsoko-Gugweni, to present her candidates.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the privilege of requesting you to award and confer qualifications on the candidates that I introduced to you. Bachelor of Occupational Therapy, Paisley J.J. Passon L. Blechnot T. Vasco R. Kraus T. Diacher L.M. De Klerk M.J. Egelar K. Feiwas S. Fetting TJ. Gansevoort A. Gilma A.R. Greiling M. Grobelar Y. Haramse C.E. Heidenrecht A.L. Hollenberg N.J. Hubble C. Gense E. Klopper L. Kutie A. Kritzinga J. Lobsha M.A. Liebenberg A. Lombard E. Marais S. Marais T.N. Menges M. Meyer C. Miles Z.E. Mula M. Nell C. Niman J.M. Vote A. Oosthuizen E. Reach AK. Rose M. Smith CT. Strauss D. Van Bosch RAN. Van den Heever N. Van Wyk MB. Young Y. Young MJ cum laude. Bachelor of Optometry. Banat T. Benieke C. Kutzer J.A. Diong C.R. That's Beth J. Forster T. Kirsten MJ. Rose NJ. Governor CA. Grobler AC. Hadley SD. Jackson NJ. Jacobs HE. Jenkins G. Kleinans K. Leroux J. Leroux KJ. Marie I. Maritz M. Nutling C. Olivia Z. Rodman M. Smith J. Steenkamp A. Blanche C. Vermeulen E. Verster E and degree with distinction. Voda M. Bachelor of Science in Didactics. Pa J. Hasbrook N. Palvi A. Scholz C. Drosky C. Vermeulen EJ. Bachelor of Science in Physiotherapy. Bezedeno T. Boysen GA. Grenier C. Croxford SP. De Jong HL. De Lange A. De Penar MZ. Duplessis E. Duprier D. Duprier K. Dudoy C. Farrell K.A. Howard S. Gautier J.A. Cry R.C. Lambrecht J. Leroux H. Ludik C. Marie M. Marie L. Mol AI. Paul D. Potgieter J. Prince S. Rosha C. Rumi AI. Rousseau SM. Sanders T. Scholz E. Standard C. Steenkamp RC. Steinman L. Tesseleng A. Van Eenden T. Van Wyk M. Venter A. Venter M. Forster K. Right I. Mr. Chancellor, I now request the graduates from the School of Allied Health Professions to stand for the taking of the vow. I also request all allied health professionals in the audience to stand and to identify themselves with the gravity in which the vow is regarded. I request the congregation not to applaud after the vow has been taken. We can all do the vow. On receiving my degree at the University of the Free State and my entrance into the profession, I hereby solemnly declare We may be seated. Thank you. Mr. Chancellor, I now request the graduates from the School of Medicine. Oh. Okay. Clinical Medicine. Okay. Bachelor of Medical Science in Radiation Science. Brewer G. Dex W. Potgieter M. Potgieter M with distinction. Shiba SL with distinction. Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. Albertine DL. Aldira AM. Agostine LC. Parenost L. Batman N. Biekes AK. Beas E. Bezaidenode CEA. Biggs OJ, degree with distinction. Bloom WJ. Bauer MW. Breads M. Rosso E. Buchner JL. Berger H. Butler G. Klassen PJ. Conradi OM. Cummings JT. Davidson KA. DeBrain BD. Divet E. Daedrix M. Docrat E.C. Duplessis S.L. Deploy C. Elas P.R. Elof J.R.P. Engelbrecht M. Erasmus S.W. Fetcher L.R. Degree with distinction. Fori J.J. Fori LMM. Fredericks F. Geldenees MD. Hertenbach T. Jovia S.A. Grisel J.A. Grunewald L. Rams R.O. Harteng C.M. Hassan R.A. Homan C. Havenga E. Honibal A.E. Hussein M. Howard C.G. Janssen van Rensburg E.C. Hubert J.A. Gerstmeyer I.M. Degree with distinction. Kim S.H. Kun M. Kotze N.L. Degree with distinction. Kotze W. Kristen UF. Kruger JT. Kruger JT, degree with distinction. Kukuk Z. Kuzivelil JT. Labuskachni S, degree with distinction. Lefosa JL. Liebenberg MJ. Liebetrau JS. Long JR and degree with distinction. Maketa SE. Maray GJ. Mareka MJ. Matei A. Matosa KMP. Matthews S and degree with distinction. Mayat N. Maya B. Maya L. Mgangato S. Mkungo LS. Mola D. Musehle TT. Mutiti MT. Mutiba MM. Mutewile TS. Mula M. Muringa Tuparan TP. Narayanan BAG. Nod D. Nodie JJ. Nell M. Niber MC. O'Neill Z. Olivier CR, degree with distinction. Olivier L. Oosthuizen BB. Otto J, degree with distinction. Parker LH. Pillay SF. Potgieter E. Potgieter VJ, WJ. Raja M. Ramu NA. Raw FC. Reni PA and degree with distinction. Reinders JL and degree with distinction. Ruode L. Simon A. Sali F. Serfontaine D. Serfontaine LL and degree with distinction. Smith PO. Spama Stefan S. Spangenberg E. Spangenberg J. Steenkamp LP. Straydom C. Swanepoel MJ. Top E. Truta E. Chabalala OG. Van Dijk A. Van Neerden CH. Van Niekerk LB and degree with distinction. Van Roy DL. Van Staden CE. Van Wyk B. Van Zyl M. Vermaak C and degree with distinction. Vermeulen J. Viljoen PJ. Visser FJ. Forster HD. Vessels DJ. Vessels JAM. Weyers M. Zitman LM. Mr. Chancellor, I now request the graduates from the School of Medicine to stand for the taking of the vow. I also request all medical professionals in the audience to stand and to identify themselves with the gravity in which this vow is regarded. I request the congregation not to applaud after the taking of the vow. Shall we take the vow together? On receiving my degree in medicine, thank you. You may be seated. Mr. Chancellor, I now present you candidates from the School of Nursing. Advanced University Diploma in Child Psychiatric Nursing. Mohale LT. Advanced University Diploma in Forensic Nursing. Mahlobo VR. Mkonza AS. Mgomezulu NB. Advanced University Diploma in Healthcare Management. Mafatle LM. Mkhwaladi AM. Tseki MJ. Advanced Diploma in HIV and AIDS Healthcare. Soleli LA. Soleli NA. Advanced University Diploma in Occupational Health Nursing. Dweba MD. Mkiswa NO. Ricket MA. Advanced University Diploma in Operating Theatre Nursing. Mokake NA. NN. Mutaung SS. Advanced University Diploma in Pediatric Nursing. Dwaba N. Fortain EL. Advanced University Diploma in Primary Clinical Healthcare. Mtini SC. Bachelor of Social Sciences in Nursing. Arendt CK. Bierges R. Blau A. Boer C. Power D. Buthelezi NV. Khalid AMM. Kutie ES. Combrick J. Kraus S. Kari SL. Dempsey D. Faland KK. Food K. Gravet A. Kaneli MK. Kaiser C. Kleingeld JM. Klein HC. Klangenberg NT. Kwena MF. Grill AF. Leo DE. Machika D. Madira RT. Majwe M. Mapstone JL. Maray S. Masia P. Masisi PK. Matang K. Mia TH. Mokhoti LC, LS. Mkhele RC. Moses T. Mjau B. Musi NP. Nube N. Ngema SSC. Ntobela LD. Odindal JR. Oosthuizen A. Parwe MI. Potas ML. Pretorius ME. Prinsloo F. Khatebe MA. Ramsey J. Rapudungwane C. Sibilwane PG. Smet R. Stein A. Stein DP. Stein MD. Van den Heever D. Van die Waard S. Van Zapeski Y. What in? Welgemoed LN. Mr. Chancellor, I now request the graduates from the School of Nursing to stand for the taking of the vow. I also request all nursing professionals in the audience to stand and to identify themselves. With the gravity in which the vow is regarded, I request the congregation not to applaud after the vow has been taken. Shall we stand? The acting head of the school will lead us in taking the vow. School of Nursing.
I solemnly pledge before God and all who are gathered here that I am convinced that the honorable profession which I am about to enter is a great privilege and lays a humbling responsibility in my hands. Ek sal myself van alles wat skadelik en verkeerd is onthou en sal nooit enige nadeligheid en bedwelmende middel neem of dit doelbewus aan ander toedien nie.
Ke tla etsa tsohle tse matleng a ka ho boloka le ho phahamisa maemo a mosebetsi wa ka, mme ke tla boloka ka hohle e le kunutu ditaba tsohle tsa batho le tsa lelapa tseo nka tsohang ke di hlokomela nakong ya ho phetha mosebetsi wa ka.
I see myself as a sounding board for my patients in pain, dismay and fear, and therefore each of them is an individual to me, with an own personality and needs. Each is an embodiment of the wonder of life, whom I want to acknowledge and protect in all modesty. In the final instance, I see my work as an expression of love, a love that includes all my fellow humans, regardless of their race or religion or status. Thus, I want to see my vocation as part of a divine truth, and now abide faith, hope, love, these three, but the greatest of these is love.
Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds like it. Thank you very much. The Vice Chancellor said this is a joyous occasion, and indeed he was right. He's been dignified, extremely dignified, but joyous. And thanks to everybody who was part of it for making it as good an occasion as it has been. But it was also extremely efficiently run. And I want to say to the acting dean, look at me, don't be shy about it. Professor Tsoka Gwegweni, you handled it incredibly well. 338 people walked across the stage, and we did it in less than an hour and a half. I mean, that is truly... That is efficiency, and that is what this institution has come to be known for. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say a few words of thank you and a short message to our graduates today. The first thanks goes to, I've already acknowledged the acting dean, but the vice rector as well, Professor Corley Vitun, for steering us through this ceremony as effectively as both of them did, and congratulations to both of you. I want to, as I always do, acknowledge, as the Vice Chancellor did, not too many chairpersons of council avail themselves, especially one who has to travel, who does not live in Bloemfontein, to be as available for graduation ceremonies as you do, Willem, and it truly is appreciated. And I think let's acknowledge our chairperson of council. And Peter DeJoy, you're always here, wearing your multiple hats, convocation hat this time, and always a pleasure to have you here, sir, and other members of council. It's a pleasure and a privilege that you always find the time to come and join us in this ceremony. Members of the team, the deans, the other vice rectors, thank you very much. But in particular this time, the two acting registrars. I certainly want to acknowledge the role that you've played, and I'll come back to you later. And SRC representative here, always a pleasure to have you here. And then, having done that, Anton is not in the room. I kind of wanted to say this with him in the room. So I'm going to have to, somebody must tell Anton and Cezanne to please come back in. And the entire ensemble, if you can please come back in, please. Where's Cezanne? Is she gone? Where's everybody else? Oh, they're still there. Okay. I can't see because of the screen. Please rise, please, so that we can all see you. I'm a great fan of George Gershwin, and Porgy and Bess is just one of those. My best version is the Miles Davis version of Porgy and Bess, and many people have played around with that arrangement, and what you did to it, Anton, was just truly remarkable. And you and Cezanne just killed it. Ladies and gentlemen, to Anton and Cezanne and the ensemble. What a pity Cezanne is not in the room, because she really absolutely deserved to be here, to be properly acknowledged. This is the last but one graduation session. We have a postgraduate session this afternoon, and it tends to be a little more sedate than this one is. And the auditorium is not as full as it is. So I'm going to do what I otherwise should do this afternoon. I'm going to do it now. Can I ask all those people who have been part of the preparations for this graduation, if you're wearing a blazer of the university, or you're wearing a gown with this, I think magenta, I think is the color is, can you please come up and stand in front? And please do it quickly. You tend to be very shy about it, but in the process, we waste time. So don't be shy. And the two acting registrars, shall you please rise as well? Ladies and gentlemen, this efficiency that you've just experienced and been a part of is because of the incredible hard work of the people standing in front of you. These are the unsung heroes who are always in the background, who are even shy to come up to the front, because their role is not to be acknowledged, but just to do the work, and to do it to the best of their ability. And their best, certainly for me, is good enough. Ladies and gentlemen, let us please rise and acknowledge them for the work that they've done for the whole year, and just say thank you to this incredible team. Thank you very much. Then, to our graduates, I'm sure even you know, you feel that it's been a wonderful day. Your hard work has paid off. Your sacrifices have been born justified. And you have every reason to be immensely proud of what you've achieved. The quotation from Madiba, I don't want to misquote it, when he says that something like modesty is not... There's no reason to not be great. Some of you will celebrate outwardly, and some of you will feel like it was just one step on your life's journey. But I want to suggest that you really must go out and celebrate it. Go out and celebrate it. Go out and enjoy it. It's been worth it. But in your particular case, this particular graduation, I tend to get a bit emotional when we do it because of the oaths and the vows that you take. Go and celebrate it. But as you do so, remember the values that the Vice-Chancellor shared with us. Remember the 7 principles that our guest speaker shared with us as those that if we live by those, this world can only be a better place. Ladies and gentlemen, shall we please give them a collective round of applause that... I'm going to ask that you make a little bit more noise than that. Let's make noise. Thank you very much. Now it's your turn to make noise. Shall you please rise? Yes, you sacrificed. Yes, you worked very hard. You spent the sleepless nights. Halfway through, you asked yourself, is it worth it? Do I still want to go through with it? But somehow, you made it through. But you'll be the first to remind us that you're not the only ones who made sacrifices. There are many others at home, in your communities, in your churches, in your mosques, in your synagogues, who not only sacrificed but had you in their prayers, and many of them are sitting up in the bleachers, and many of them are behind you. Now, and I want you to make noise. And when I say noise, I grew up in a shebeen, so I know what noise is. So when I say noise, I want you to make noise to acknowledge them and the roles that they've played in your lives. Please do. Thank you very much. That was real noise. Now, please remain standing. Now, sitting in front of you, and also on the stage, are teachers who have taught you once you entered the tertiary phase of your educational journey. But I want you to regard them as just mere proxies for all those who taught you from the very beginning. It's a profession that has become so undervalued, so undercherished, that unless we correct that, our nation is not going anywhere fast. I now want you to make noise, to acknowledge all those who taught you, just using these in front of you as proxies for all of them. Thank you very much. Gosh, the medical school here is really lively, eh? This is the loudest noise I've gotten from all the other graduations. Thank you very much. Please be seated. I'm now going to ask all those who obtained their degrees or diplomas with distinction to please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, that says it all. I'm not going to say anything else. Thank you very much. There's just one person that I'm still left to thank, Dr. Anshan Lobsha, who was a guest speaker, whose father, it turns out, is a great friend of mine, Dr. Kobus Lobsha. Thank you very much for your incredible message. But the message is not just what you said to us. The message is also in your life, who you are, what you're able to do when you're a student here, what you're able to do post being a student here, and the role that you played. I asked you before you walked in here that why did you not practice medicine clinically, and your answer is because you became interested. Whilst you retain a very deep interest in the patient that comes and stands before you, but you also became interested in the system of health provision in this country. And with people like you, and I also asked you who you think the best person to be the Minister of Health in this country could be. You did not hesitate to give me the name. I will not share the name, but you knew exactly, and you knew why you thought that person would be the best Minister of Health in this country. We've had some dodgy ones, some dicey ones, and we've not been particularly lucky in that department. But education has fared worse than health, which is sad. But thank you very much for a very uplifting and encouraging message. And the message was to you all, but the message is also in the vows and oaths that you took. And Dr. Lobsha made reference to your stories. What would your stories become? And that resonates well with the guest speaker that we had yesterday morning, who was a storyteller, has written 3 books, and again, an alumnus of this institution, and it just kind of got me thinking, what is my story? How do I go about telling my story? But challenging you as well. Your story is an evolving story, as all stories are evolving stories. Madiba's story, she quoted profusely from Madiba's quite the sage that he was, the many messages that he left us with. Many messages that sadly we seem determined to betray. We seem determined to act and behave in ways that flow contrary to those sage-like messages from the great man himself. When your story is told, what will it say about you and the contribution that you've made in the writing and the evolution of the greater South African story, of the greater African story? I said yesterday morning that we all know how we want the story to end. We want the story to end, and Dr. Lobsha has no role to play in the private sector because the public healthcare system of this country will look after everybody. Sadly, these days, some people quite cynically say, if you're healthy, don't even drive past a public hospital because you might pick up an antibiotic-resistant infection. Don't even drive past it, let alone go into one. There's so much evidence on carte blanche, on third degree, about stuff that is happening in the public healthcare system. I was at Pilanom Hospital not so long ago, and my uncle was lying in his deathbed. And I went into the toilet, and 3 male nurses were smoking in the toilet of a hospital. And you say to yourself, my good gracious me. Where are we? How did we get here? Now, that Pelonomi Hospital, I went into during the height of apartheid, wounded by apartheid. But I can tell you, when I entered that hospital, wounded by apartheid as it was, the quality of the healthcare that I got then was what I see in some of the private hospitals in this country, having paid enormous amount of money to get into their private hospital. That used to be delivered by the Pelonomi Hospital. I was born in National Hospital here. I'm old enough to have been born before Pelonomi Hospital was built. And how can we, as a nation, as a people, how do we find it so easy to triumph over an evil apartheid system and triumph ourselves into such degradation? How do we find it that easy to do that? What's wrong with us? You've taken vows. How many of you are going to live those vows? How many of you will have that patient that can't pay, that is desperately ill, and will be treated like a piece of garbage? Because this happens daily. I'm not saying it doesn't happen in the private healthcare system. My helper was in a brand new hospital in northern part of Johannesburg. And one day I went to visit her. She had been in a taxi accident going to church. The taxi lost the wheel. If you've been to Johannesburg on the freeways, you know the kinds of Kumbi taxis that we battle with, which are law unto themselves. And I went to see her in hospital, brand new private hospital whose name I will not mention. And she told me that the night before they did not sleep because there was a party in that hospital. She says by 2 o'clock in the morning, all those nurses were so drunk. That's in a private hospital now. And I paid a lot of money for her to be in that private hospital, for the nurses to go have a party at night and be drunk. That's our South Africa. That's our story now. That's our story now. How do we move from this story to the ending of this story where I don't need a wall in front of my house and an electric fence on top of the wall and security cameras? And when ADT comes 35 minutes later, they act so scared of the criminals. When the police come, they actually run away when they see real criminals. When the story ends, I will feel safe, you will feel safe, your children will feel safe. You would not have to pay 60, 70, 80,000 rands for your kids to go to grade 1 because you need private education for that, because you can't dare send them to a public educational institution. That's what the end of the story would look like. The question is, how do you move from there to there, from here to there? What role am I going to play, and what role are you going to play as we perfect ourselves? 2019, all of us are, even those who are not inclined to prayer, we find ourselves praying that in Cyril Ramaphosa, it appears like we really have done well to have as a president. You may be ANC supporting, not ANC supporting, but there's a decency about the man that says that and some of the things that we've seen happening, 2 days ago, Shamila Batoyi was appointed as Director of Public Prosecutions. And all of a sudden, people start to feel like, my goodness, maybe there will be consequences after all. Maybe there will be consequences after all. But it's not going to happen because the courts of this country will defend and protect us, because Parliament is not playing its role, because government is not playing its role. It's only going to happen when you and I decide that we want to be the future that we want. That's what Anshin Lobsha told us. We will live our lives as that future that we want us and this country to be. Let's go out there, go live those vows, go live those oaths. Remember the values that the Vice-Chancellor shared with us. Remember the principles that Dr. Lobsha shared with us this morning. And let's go and make this world a better place. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes the proceedings. The university takes pleasure in inviting all graduates and their guests for refreshments in the HMS, which is to the west, and that means to the left as you exit this venue. Yanni Mare, accompanied by the Graduation Instrumental Ensemble, under direction of Anton Esterhuizen, will shortly lead us in the singing of the national anthem. After that, you are requested to remain standing while the congregation is dissolved and the main and academic processions leave the hall. May you please rise. By virtue of the power vested in me as Chancellor, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the University of the Free State.